Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and this is a thread response. It's a thread started by Steve at A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Calexico, I don't know. But anyway, he was inspired by Scott at No Solutions and his risque thumbnails. So he called this a thread, Let's Get Physical, and kind of a celebration of the female form, it looked like. Although Gary at Physical Format Rock and Roll took it a different way, and it was like physical activity and working or sports or whatever. So I'm going to kind of combine those, and I'm going to have three celebration of the female form and three let's get physical in a working or whatever environment. Let's go. So anyway, let's go. So my first example from 1974 is Roxy Music's album, Country Life. Got a great opener with The Thrill of It All, and it kind of sets the stage for one of their best albums. Actually, Avalon's probably my favorite by Roxy Music, but I love this album as well. It's got All I Want Is You, A Really Good Time, and 3 and 9, which are other great songs. A fantastic cover as well. For my second one, I've got this beautiful cover from Bobby Blue Bland, one of the best voices in music. Of course, he was a blues crooner, but in the 80s, with the arrival of disco, he did incorporate a little bit of that. And this is more of a funky soul record, although the title track, well, kind of the title track, it's called Sweet Vibrations, but but they have the song Sweet Vibrator. But unfortunately, that used a little bit too much disco for my taste. But check out Special Kind of Fool, that kind of has that old blues croon that he's known for. There's a fine version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and also Charles Brown's Merry Christmas Baby. But yeah, fine later album by Bobby Blue Bland. Next we have a compilation album, Hillbillies in Hell. They always had some great covers. This was volume 8. It's called Country Music's Tormented Testament, 1952 to 1974. What they have is a lot of obscure country records that kind of go look at the battle between good and evil, I guess you could say. A lot of fun records and some great covers. All of their covers look fantastic. And this one looks like she's maybe a vampire. She's got that little blood trickling out, but yeah. Hillbillies in Hell. And then my next three are all going to relate to physical activity, similar to Gary at Physical Format Rock and Roll. And first one up, a little boxing here. And this Van Morrison album, Roll with the Punches. Anyway, this album came out in 2017. It was his 37th studio album. It's got 5 originals and 10 covers. Much like his 1993 album, Too Long in Exile, this album kind of explores his blues roots and is one of the better late period albums, and also has Jeff Beck playing on several tunes. Roll with the Punches, Van Morrison. Next, we got the Baker Gurvet's Army. And these guys are looking like they're getting ready to go rape and pillage, kind of a Attila the Hun look. But yeah, this album came out in 1974 with Ginger Baker, who was with Cream, and then Adrian and Paul Gurvitz. They released 3 albums. This is their debut, probably my second favorite. I think the second album may be their best, but just classic 70s rock album, Baker Gurvet's Army. And lastly, one of the hardest jobs probably ever, that's being a coal miner, and this is Songs of the Coal Mines with Merle Travis. This came out in 1963. It's all coal mining songs. I think most of them written by him. Shows 2 miners here with their lights and one with a shovel, but and some other miners with their hard hats on and the lights. But he probably wrote the 2 most famous coal mining songs, in 16 Tons, which Tennessee Ernie Ford made famous, and Dark as a Dungeon, which Johnny Cash made famous. But those aren't even on this one. He writes a lot of coal mining songs. And he also was a wonderful guitar player, and his style of playing was known as Travis picking. Like, yeah, Merle Travis, Songs of the Coal Mines for my final Let's Get Physical example. And I will put a link to Scott at No Solutions channel, and also Steve at A is for Alice, B is for Bob, his original video for this thread. And everyone take care.